The wind prediction websites showed sustained winds of 25 knots with gusts up to 37 knots. The next 3 days were going to be a wild ride at anchor. Luckily, we just invested in a huge stainless steel Mantis chain hook, and with that combined with our faithful Mantis anchor, we reckoned we were as ready as we could be for whatever the wind gods had planned. This is our new Mantis chain hook that we bought in a chandler in Athens yesterday. And today we're going to prep it ready for deployment. And the first thing we're going to do is get it attached to the end of our snubber line. Get rid of this tackle that we've been using for quite some time. And as you can see, there's a lot more strength involved in the Mantis than there is in what we've been using. So that'll make a couple of our viewers happy who said we were quite naughty and potentially putting ourselves and our winch in danger. So we'll get it sorted for you. And us. Once we've got this attached to the end of the snubber, I will be using thread locker on it and also putting some seizing wire on it too. Better be safe than sorry.
When we were in the chandlers in Athens yesterday, we also bought ourselves a new Aussie flag, because as you can see, the Meltemi wind has just wrecked our original one. That was the only size Aussie flag they had, and it's just a tad bigger than the Greek courtesy flag. So following protocols, we're just flying it a little bit lower than the Greek flag.
We'd deliberately chosen to anchor in Varkiza Bay because we'd known for some time that the Meltemi wind would be blowing fairly strongly from the north from Friday right through to Monday morning. The wind slowly built in strength and did indeed reach the predicted high of 37 knots. Big gusts whipped up many sandstorms along the beach. With our Mantis anchor and new Mantis chain hook, ABC was safe and sound throughout it all, and she didn't budge an inch.
Here are our postcards going out to our patrons, and Boston and Piper Elmore, as you've gone off the tier, you get one as well this month. On their way to you. If you'd like to know more about getting a postcard as a Patreon, head over to our Patreon site, which is just down there.
It's a beautiful Tuesday morning and we are up with the birdies because we have finished hiding from the Meltemi winds in this beautiful little bay at Varkiza on the Greek mainland, and we're going to head back down around the southern tip where we'll end up on the east coast at Porto Rafti, where we will meet up with one of our subscribers and long-time viewers, and he's invited us out for a beer. That's always good. After that, we're going to head further east again because we're meeting up with a couple of Aussie mates who are doing a little bit of a tour of Turkey and Greece at the moment, so it'll be good to catch up with them.
There was little wind that day, so we motored from Varkiza to our destination. I was taking some footage of the beautiful clear water inside the passage between the mainland and the island of Arcida when I noticed that Baz made a sudden U-turn in the boat. Why? Too shallow?
Chart incorrect.
Oh.
Chart says we should be at 13 metres and we're down to 3.9.
Oh, I don't like that.
No, I don't like that at all. Thanks very much.
It was a bit dodgy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why I always have the, when I'm going through something like that, I always have the chart really zoomed in.
Yeah.
I also have the depth gauge showing over here, and if the two don't match up, as this was saying that we should have been in about 11 metres, and we actually got down to 3.9 and it was dropping rapidly, so I decided to bail.
Yeah.
Because the chart is obviously incorrect.
Yeah.
And I have no way of knowing whether we can get through there or not.
Yeah.
So, not taking a chance.
Thanks, Captain.
Make decisions.
That wasn't the only near miss. As we passed Sounion, a yacht cut closely across our bow and headed straight toward the cliff under Poseidon's temple. He was too far away for us to get his attention, so all we could do was watch. Luckily, the skipper noticed just in time and veered off to starboard, narrowly avoiding a catastrophe. That was so close.
Yeah.
Wow. You see the strangest things. That yacht was heading full steam ahead to the rock. And then somebody noticed, obviously, on board, and they did a quick right turn and they managed to avoid a very nasty accident. That would have sunk their boat. Right under Poseidon's temple.
I was absolutely gobsmacked. I thought, because when he cut across our bow,
Yeah.
I saw someone in the cockpit, and I'm thinking, he's got to know that he's heading to the rocks.
Yeah, he's not pulling out a sail or putting anything
No.
away, no.
That was bloody close.
Yeah, it was.
Jesus. Keep a watch at all times.
I don't know whether it's safer to go around him and be in front of him or be behind him.
If we see him in our anchorage tonight,
We're moving.
we're staying well away from him.
Yeah. We turned into the Evia Channel just past Sounion. After about half an hour, we stopped for a chat with Alison and Jim Galt on their yacht Moondance, who were coming in the opposite direction. It's always great to physically catch up with people that you've met online in sailing groups.
She'll go in.
Oh, this is sand.
We're in 6 metres, so drop it, go to 30.
Yeah. Ready?
Yep.
Now?
How long did that take us?
6 hours? 5.5 hours.
5.5 hours, not
Yeah.
bad, but
Yeah.
we were motoring all the way.
And we did stop and have a chat
Oh, we did, yes, we
in the
did.
middle of the channel.
Yeah. There's been absolutely no wind until we arrived here. Now it's picked up to 10 knots. And where is
Yeah.
here? Porto Rafti.
Yeah.
That's where we are. We've come here for 2 reasons. One is to see a guy called Nikos, who is a long-time follower of ours, and he's invited us for a beer. So
We'll go anywhere for a free beer.
we will. So as soon as we've finished this conversation, we're going to drop our dinghy and head around the headland to the real Porto Rafti, because we're kind of
Just on the south.
we're on the south side of Porto Rafti. Yeah, it's just less crowded and it's a better anchorage, we've been told by certain yachties. So we'll stay here for a couple of nights, tonight and tomorrow night I think, and then hopefully the wind should slightly veer around and come from the south-west.
Do you know what you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay.
And that will get us some sailing in, hopefully, to go across to the big island over there called
Evia.
Evia.
And the place we're going to stop at is Marmarai.
Yeah. Because we're going to meet some other people there. Aussie mates! Our Aussie mates are coming!
Yay! Can't wait!
Alright, let's drop this dinghy.
Alright.
See ya.
So how are you? Nice to meet you.
How you doing? Good to see you.
It's funny because I think I know you, but
Yeah.
I don't.
It's funny because when we meet people who think they know us, we feel we know them anyway. So, you know, like...
It's very funny, this thing.
Yeah.
This is Nikos,
Hi.
and he's invited us out for a beer. So we're going to get a guided tour of Porto Rafti.
Yeah.
See what it's all about.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Nicholas.
Here is also a protected marsh.
Marsh, so for wildlife,
Yeah.
wildlife preserve.
They cultivate things as well here. So,
Oh wow, yeah. Well, Nikos has brought us to a beautiful little spot where we're going to have a beer. Check out this view. Next week on Sailing ABC, we catch up with our Aussie mates Ian and Shelley over in Marmarai, but on the way there, we have a few problems with our GPS and AIS once again. Here's a couple of ways that you can help us out immensely. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you get notifications when we release a brand new episode of Sailing ABC.